Hey everybody, what's happening? This is just a follow-up video to the last video I had about the Black Spider-Man and Venom toys because it was just getting lengthy. It was getting long, so I had to take out a little bit of the last part, which would have been this guy right here, Carnage. Carnage is the craziest Marvel character basically ever created because he was basically a serial killer. And he just committed crazy mass murder in like ways that Marvel had never seen up until Thanos and then the new movies or whatever else, but Carnage. And this was actually the best toy ever made of him. It was from a series called Marvel Select, and it was crazy detailed. I mean, the original artist of this, I'm pretty sure it was Mark Bagley, and Mark Bagley was just like crazy detailed. And he did an amazing Carnage, and this kind of looks like Mark Bagley's Carnage. I mean, there's been other Carnages that came later, but they just never met up to that. But going into Carnage, this was the very first appearance of Carnage, and it was Amazing Spider-Man number 344. And it was also, coincidentally, the first appearance of this guy here, Cardiac, and also Spider-Man's fighting the Rhino in this. And I have this one signed by... was it Eric Larson? I think, yeah, Eric Larson was the artist at this time. And also maybe, I think that's it. Eric Larson signed this one. But moving on, but this is the first official appearance of Carnage, which was Amazing Spider-Man number 361. And this was Mark Bagley. As you can see, I had the sign there by Mark Bagley and by Randy Emberlin, who was the... inker. But I bought this back way before anybody cared about Carnage. I don't know, I probably got it for like $5 or $10 or something like that. But now since the last Venom movie that came out with Tom Hardy, and at the end of the movie you see Woody Harrelson play Carnage, this thing's jumped up a little bit in value. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, so I got this a long time ago. Still in great condition. And maybe the signatures decrease the value of it. It's possible, but... You know, if I ever need to get it authenticated, I'm sure the guys will be like, okay, yeah, that's my signature. You know, if I got it, done by CGC or something like that. I mean, if I had it graded, it would probably do a really high grade for those of you that are into comic book grading. But yeah, the next appearance, number 362. This is Venom and Carnage come at him. Got these ones signed as well. And of course, the following issue, 363. This kind of wrapped up the original Carnage story. And then I think he went to jail or whatever. And then the craziest, basically, storyline in Marvel history at the time came out. And this was Maximum Carnage. And basically, Carnage comes to New York, and he just, like, tears through New York. And he murders, like, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like, 9/11 times, like, 10. And... there was an original figure of Carnage that I used to have. I think I sold it at a toy show a long time ago. But it didn't have, like, it was like he had a mask that you could put on and he had head. It was just disproportionate. Like, the head did not match the body when you had the mask on top of its head. And then it came with little extra appendages, little, symbiote axes and all that. But it was just never a beautiful figure, especially if you'd open it up, put the head on. I mean, just the head was just way too big. But this was the first perfect old school Carnage that they put out. And this was the Maximum Carnage figure back in 1994. And the series was such a big deal. They even had a Game Boy game called Maximum Carnage that came out. I actually had that game. I don't know what happened to it. Might have it somewhere. But yeah, this series was insane because it's like Marvel and they're like murdering thousands of people. And this is the first issue of that. It came out in Spider-Man Unlimited number 1. And led in through the whole rest of the different Spider-Man comic books. So Part 2, Web of Spider-Man number 101. Part 3, Amazing Spider-Man 378. Part 4, Spider-Man number 35. Part 5, Spectacular Spider-Man number 201. Come back to Part 6, Web of Spider-Man 102. Part 7, Amazing Spider-Man number 379. You can tell that, different issues have different artists. So, of course, the different runs have different artists running from them. But the Amazing Spider-Man, they had, of course, the best artist at the time, Mark Bagley. And then Part 8 was Spider-Man number 36. Part 9 of Spectacular Spider-Man 202. Part 10, Web of Spider-Man 103. Part 11, Amazing Spider-Man 380. Back to the Mark Bagley art, which is just beautiful. I mean, this guy, it's just crazy. Part 12, Spider-Man 37. I'm getting towards the end. Part 13, Spectacular Spider-Man 203. And unfortunately, I couldn't find the final issue, Part 14, which is Spider-Man Unlimited number 2. Not quite sure what I did with it. I know I could probably pick one up, so it's no biggie. But yeah, this was an amazing series. Stuff was crazy. But I just wanted to show you that to kind of tie into that last episode, and stay tuned for more because I just got a bunch of Baby Yoda stuff. And I'm expecting one more package. And then I'm going to do a sweet video on all the new Baby Yoda products, because I'm going to have like a big, nice little spread of it to show you guys, and we can judge it, or whatever else. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.